Hello, everybody. Welcome back. Midnight Suns. Look at our room. Look at how fresh it's looking. Also, this is a mouse pad. I'm gonna just use the mouse as long as I can. It's almost dead as hell. Yo, Hunter, am I fitting in? I think I'm fitting in. Sure feels like when I'm around you. I have deep thoughts. I want to share them. You don't have time? Full disclosure, you're the second person I've asked, but it was a close second. Did you ask? I swear if you asked Blade.
They say the Pacific Ocean has no memory, Hunter.
But you were looking at the Atlantic.
Really? Well, that explains so much. Just think. A few years ago, I was just your quintessential 98-pound high school freshman weakling. Even the lunch ladies used to shake me down for milk money. Now look at me. Hanging with the legendary Hunter and the Midnight Suns in their super-secret Atlantic Ocean base.
We are happy to have you.
That's just it. What if that radioactive spider had decided to chomp down on someone else's behind? What would old non-arachnid me be?
Something tells me you would have changed the world regardless, Peter Parker.
Change the world? Let's not get carried away here. I may have helped out a bit in the neighborhood, but...
You have certainly impacted me.
Right back at you, pal. You know, Hunter, I've been to a lot of truly amazing places since I put on the old spider tights. Way beyond my little neighborhood in Queens. But when all is said and done, there is nowhere I'd rather be right now than here with the rest of you.
Alright, we got our friendship leveled up with Spider-Man. Okay, I'm assuming we're gonna talk to people.
And you are certain it will hold?
We wouldn't be standing here if I wasn't. You two focus on the creature. I will worry about the collar.
Haven't really seen Blade since he got back from the sewer.
Carrying Hunter home on his back.
He's still outside.
Being extra broody.
Maybe you should talk with him.
Good idea. I'll go with you if you like.
All I'm saying is the tower's lost. We're no closer to breaking through Slimerama's sanctum shield, and our exalted chosen one woke up and is listening to our every word. It's great to see you on your feet again, boss.
Tony, we are gonna have words. First off, is there anything... They say Blade's outside somewhere. I don't see him on the map. Sorry if the game feels a little choppy right now.
No shame in it. We've all been caught by a boomer.
All I'm saying is that it's never a good thing when the prophesied savior of yore blows up. Glad to see you back on your feet again. Strange and I tried to stop by for a little house call while you were out, but turns out your dog is part flamethrower.
She is very protective.
That's one word for it. Listen, I know you're probably hearing all sorts of comments after your last tango with Venom. For what it's worth, we both just wanted to say that we don't think you should get within 50 light years of that thing until we sort out what the hell's going on between you two.
Now you sound like caretaker.
Now, if I was caretaker, I would work in some life lesson about fighting a four-headed Wendigo while shooting fire from my eyes. I'm just stating the facts.
Which are?
That you and this monster don't mix very well. Seeing as how he seems to have swallowed half the city, I think we're gonna have to do something about that if we're gonna stop Lilith and save the world.
You have a point.
Look, Strange and I have been studying pieces of that symbiote ever since this nightmare began. Problem is, the further they get from the source, the more their molecular structure changes, which basically renders them useless to us. In zombie movie terms, I need a sample from Patient Zero, the old slimeball himself.
Venom.
Or Eddie, if you talk to Peter. Either way, that's our guy. We get a sample from him, somehow maintain its molecular integrity long enough for Strange and I to poke around at it, and, well, we're in business.
So I feel like at the next mission, we're gonna...
Let me guess. You have a new gadget in mind for the task.
Gadget? No, not a gadget. Plans for a groundbreaking device to solve this insurmountable problem and keep you from exploding next time you fight the indestructible monster? You betcha.
I like where this is going.
Good. Calling it my symbiote sampler for now. Hey, I ran out of acronyms, okay? Stage 1 in stopping our symbiote nightmare once and for all. Meet me over by ye old anvil over there and we can get started. Oh, you're not afraid of needles, right?
I mean, I've been stabbed a bunch,
Needles?
so I don't know why I would be afraid of needles.
Forget I asked.
Okay, this thing is being a little bit more choppier today. Oh, it's because I don't have my PC plugged in, my laptop plugged in, because the battery. Let's see if this will help. Okay, yeah, that is running more smoothly.
I'm sure I'm not the first person to inquire on this fine morning, but seeing as how you did explode in what I might describe as a most spectacular fashion, any side effects I should know about? Headache, blurred vision, the urge to murder us all?
I'll be honest with him.
Something did happen that I would consider a side effect.
There's no need to be coy, Hunter. I've seen my fair share of embarrassing side effects. Unwanted hair growth, growing third eyes, uncontrollable flagellation. Nothing shocks me anymore, except for Tony's night terrors and chronic bedwetting. But in all seriousness, I hope you feel comfortable enough to disclose any medical conditions you may be experiencing now. We can't in good conscience send you back into battle against Hydra if you're not in tip-top condition.
My head is throbbing.
An explosion will do that to you, I'm told. Meditating or taking a nap might do the trick. Of course, Tony would prescribe a triple-shot macchiato. Still, it's hard to believe that's all you're suffering from. You're made of tougher stuff than I thought.
Okay. We
Is there
said...
anything else I can help you with? Any burning philosophical questions about the universe you need answering?
Do you really think we will be able to halt the prophecy?
Halt? No, unfortunately not. Prophecies are stubborn things.
So you do not believe I can change mine?
Anything we do would be like dropping a rock in a stream. We might stop it or divert it for a bit, but the relief would only be temporary. This prophecy will come true, one way or another.
Am I nothing more than just a prophecy?
How do you do it?
Do what?
Balance both light and dark magic without becoming overwhelmed with one or the other.
Yes, I am rather well-rounded in my magical gifts, aren't I? I suppose I see magic as a tool. I use magic, but it doesn't use me. Just remember, You don't need to go pure dark or pure light unless you want to. There is room for everyone's own unique path.
Are you worried about what is happening to the Sanctum?
I try to keep those thoughts roped away from my own sanity. I am deathly afraid of what Lilith is doing in there. I don't think she hijacked my home just so she could rifle through my sock drawers.
I should take my leave. There is much to do.
Yes, there is. Just don't push yourself too hard. You are, after all, still part human.
Alright, we got some friendship with Doctor Strange.
I could not have predicted this outcome, but it is intriguing.
I swear the magic comes easier when I'm using it for something good and not just to clobber some idiot Hydra goons. Here we go. We need symbiote sampler.
Ooh, new coil. Let's get to work. Cross your fingers. Not bad, right?
Need to bring it on. All out. Quick strike. We take the new ones.
I'm pretty sure Charlie left the steaming coil in.
Artifact
Are there
study.
any curses I should be aware of? It's all in the wrist, really.
A rare blueprint. Okay.
I'm here if you need me.
Alright, what else do we have on the map? We gotta talk to Captain Marvel. And we gotta speak to Blade wherever he is. New rule, no food in the war room. This again, Central had peanut butter smear on top of a console. I don't care how it got there, but I don't want it happening again. Oh, that wasn't me. I thought you were talking about my sunflower seeds. You have a 94% success rate to toss seeds in the trash, and you pick up 6% that miss. That's disturbingly specific. Hey, Central tracks everything. Should I mention during the times of stress I've been known to sleepwalk and eat peanut butter sandwiches, often on the ceiling? So don't hold against my team accountable. New rule rescinded so long as you clean the console. They just found the Wakandan school kids. I can't imagine how they're thinking you're going for a one-day school trip and then you turn wearing the same pair of underwear for 4 weeks. Wait, what? They were taken by lizard people? The article tries to make it as like dehydration and group hallucination. A flimsy-ass explanation if I ever see one. Group hallucinating 7-foot tall scare wings and requisition, like we used to hallucinate a 7-foot tall Hulk. The truth can be wilder than any lie. Okay, we need to talk. What's Captain Marvel about?
You're a tough cookie, Hunter. Hopefully you won't need to survive too many more explosions. But in our line of work, well, getting blown up is part of the job description. It always leaves a bad taste in my mouth when I end a mission with an ally down. Glad to see it wasn't the permanent kind of down.
Makes two of us.
Blade really kept his cool down there. Fun vampire crypt puns aside, I'll tell you, Hunter, he's an asset.
I owe him my life.
Yeah, he gets 5 stars from me. And ass-kicking abilities aside, he's pretty on point with his movie references. Outside the mission stuff, I gotta say, I had my doubts about Blade. The brooding vibe, the sunglasses indoors, his lack of preference between a Chicago style versus New York, which is just plain wrong.
I don't get the Chicago
But the
style.
more I see him in action,
Is that like a Fuchs
the more I
thing?
think he might be an okay dude.
I can confidently say he is one of the more promising Dampiers I have ever fought beside.
That's some compliment coming from you. I have a feeling that's a very exclusive list. And I can say the same. Although my list includes probably just Blade. Anyway, I wanted to ask how you were, and it turned into a full-blown cooler talk. Better get back to work before the boss notices. Catch you later.
Okay, help hero.
Hey, can I ask a favor?
Upgrade a light hunter ability. Okay.
Thanks, Hunter.
Alright, where is Blade at, though? He's not in the...
Nice to get some fresh air. Hardly any cobwebs or ghosts out here.
Alright, we've got combat therapy.
I hope Caretaker appreciates all the improvements we're making.
Combat therapy is now available. Assign an injured hero to combat therapy, and their injuries will be replaced with a combat bonus by the next morning. Heroes assigned to combat therapy cannot go on missions. Daily sparring now grants a secondary stat bonus to Hunter's sparring partner. Secondary stats provide benefits in combat, such as improving critical strike chance or increased knockback distance. Can I send anyone to combat theory right now? Send Doctor Strange to combat therapy. Daily sparring. Oh, I can't spar with anyone.
Caretaker could have at least left me a chair.
They said Blade was outside.
You walked away and Venom did not? Impressive.
Thank you. While we're out here... Oh, there's Blade. Over at Hunter's Folly. Here. I need to quickly see... I need to check the super link. For... Witch Hazel, Chicken Mushroom 10, Skill Essence 30. Witch Hazel 10, Chicken Mushroom 10, Skill Essence 30. Was it Witch Hazel or Wolf's Bane? Witch Hazel, so I need... We'll see if there's any stuff on the way to Hunter's Folly. $31 gloss, nice. Another painting. Where's Blade at? Boy, looks like we're also getting some cosmetics. Hello, Ebony.
I hear I owe you my thanks.
You know, when you were resurrected, I was sure you wouldn't be able to overcome the darkness inside you.
What do you think now?
I'm beginning to think I was right. You are your mother's kid, all right. No escaping that.
I know who my mother is, and I know what that means for me, but I assure you, I am working hard to resist her.
Just keep being as honest with yourself as you're being with me right now, Hunter, and you might just have a chance. Might.
Okay, he's got heart.
Just, what do you think you saw?
You're telling me you don't remember what happened after that blast? Because that was some messed up shit.
Tell me.
You were crying out for your mother, calling out her name like a lost kid at a theme park, while all this crazy-ass dark energy was swirling around your body, almost taking it over. I was so sure you were about to fall that I didn't leave your side. Surprised you came to with the light still in your eyes.
I should thank him.
I feel fortunate to have you looking out for me, Daywalker.
You and I, we share the same burden of bad, and that's some heavy shit to carry. I want you to know, you don't have to carry it alone.
I would appreciate you not sharing what you witnessed with the rest of the team.
I don't plan to. It's not mine to share. I'll leave that to you.
Alright, we got some friendship points out of Blade. Now I need to find some witch hazel. Does witch hazel only grow at night? Wolfsbane, witch hazel, witch hazel. More chicken mushrooms. Where's the witch hazel at?
Intriguing.
Nope, nope, nope. Okay, is that enough witch hazel? I needed 10 witch hazel. I have 8. I need 2 more witch hazel. I'm getting so much wolfsbane, but I need witch hazel. Oh, there's a thing right here.
Autumn does not answer. Autumn be praised.
And an arcade key. Good to see, good to have that. But what I need is witch hazel. I don't like how what's happening with the surroundings. I don't think I'll find any witch hazel out here. I will take more death caps though. Okay, that should be enough. I'm just gonna double check in a minute. Alright. 10 witch hazel, 10 chicken mushrooms, 30 skill essence. So I have the skill essence, I have the chicken mushrooms, and I have the witch hazels. And I can just fast travel back.
Heard about the explosion. Glad you're okay.
I have something for you.
Oh?
Here you are.
Good. This will help the ritual.
Okay, and then we'll just say on our super link. And there's the super link done.
Don't put stock in rumors, Hunter.
Hunter, good to see you on your feet again.
Caretaker, are you all right?
That's what I wanted to ask you. I know you're on your feet and seem fine after that explosion with Venom, but I know all too well from experience that sometimes the worst injuries are not visible to the naked eye. So, please tell me, Hunter, are you actually as fine as you seem this morning? Or should I be worried?
No, caretaker, I am not. My collar, the explosion, it cracked it.
Cracked?
Yes.
I feared this would happen. Venom was filled with your mother's power. It would be naive to think it couldn't fracture even our best defenses against her. Ugh. At least cracked doesn't mean broken. Not yet, at least. You will have to work doubly hard to rein in your darkness. Your actions and words mean more than ever now. Make sure you use them with integrity.
I understand.
Yeah, well, I guess I should stop fussing over you and go see what horrors Hydra has in store for us today.
Okay.
As you were, Hunter.
Hunter, hello.
Unlike the others, I don't find recklessness romantic or heroic. We cannot risk losing you, Hunter.
What mission we got? Okay, we'll go on and we'll take Iron Man on an operations assault. And we will have Magic and Spider-Man.
Get it done any way we know how.
See your intentions. Very effective.
This one's for you!
Love the effort. Let's try this.
Very fancy toys, Mr. Stark.
You've secured one of the crates. See if you can't get the others.
Order just came in.
for Hydra!
She's coming for me.
Oh, I thought we were finished.
You are cowards.
They've armed one of the crates. It's going to explode if you don't get that key.
I'm saving my energy so we need it.
Go for Iron Man's target. Ooh, I like it. I'm going for it.
Fair enough.
You've secured one of the crates. See if you can't get the others.
Coming at you.
Have magic healing!
That'll work. Whatever gets the job done.
You're mine!
Whoa, we need some help.
This is taking a turn for the worse. Guess we're not done yet. I'm used to being outnumbered.
Another of the crates is armed to detonate. Get to that key card.
Here we go. Does Hydra even pay you enough to cover your medical bills? This shouldn't take long. I feel at least 4% stronger than before. I've got to check my math. This should be good. Oh, that? It was nothing.
I will not make the same mistake twice.
You don't have to tell me twice.
They've destroyed one of the crates. Focus on getting the other keys.
No retreat!
Try harder than that.
You know what to do.
I may have a problem here.
I've got news in the air.
Luckily, we aren't allowed to take your life.
Oh, that was pretty cool. Looks like it's up to me. Should come in handy. This should be good.
As they say, it gets the job done.
Get out of there! Engaging target!
Hope it's just a sprain.
That will do.
Sure, why not? Someone get me out of here!
There are worse things than death, and I can make them happen for you.
Systems are failing.
It's the best for now.
I know that one.
Let's show him how it's done.
That's one shipment Hydra won't be receiving.
What the heck is that? Book club meeting tonight? Another club meeting? What's up?
A few of us are meeting up tonight. It's a book club. You're probably busy, but if not, the other said I should invite you.
A book club?
Yeah, I didn't figure the great and powerful Hunter would be into a book club.
Is a book club some form of weapon? Do you strike with the spine?
You hear that? That's the sound of Agatha rolling in her grave. Book clubs are simple. You read books and talk about them. Sometimes there's punch. Anyway, I'm headed to the meeting. I doubt it's your thing, but if you're interested, you could tag along.
Sure.
After you.
Okay then.
So who is it? It's Blade, Steve, Carol, some with the older people. Heroic Essence, Gloss.
Blade's giving you the stink eye. Or maybe he doesn't like the punch. Either way, I think he wants to speak with you.
Here's how this works. We pick out a book, we read the book, and then next meeting we talk about the book. It's my turn to pick, so give me a minute. I need to narrow it down.
What kind of book is a book club book?
The good ones, that's the plan at least.
Did you already talk about today's book?
Well, no, there isn't one for today.
What is the best book you have read so far?
None.
You have not read any books, but you are starting a book club?
Hunter, I've read half the books in the library. I have too many favorites to list. I meant I have no book club favorites yet.
Okay.
You are being evasive, and I do not know why.
This is technically our first meeting.
Oh, I thought this was a regular thing you did.
Yeah, I want it to be. Doesn't matter how sharp your weapons are if your mind is as dull as a brick. Just give me some space. I need to find the right book if I'm going to. I need to pick the right book, okay?
All right.
This is clearly all just so he can impress Captain Marvel. What about you, Steve?
This is the first book club I've been to that didn't devolve into a knockdown, drag-out fight.
Must have been some book club.
A few years back, Bruce and Tony started an Avengers literature circle. First book chosen was Banner's favorite. Tony hated it. Said it was the worst poetry he'd ever read. That a mascara-blinded lab monkey could have written it better. I still don't know what that means. Turned out, it wasn't Banner's favorite book. It was Hulk's.
Oh.
Oh no.
We lost 2 floors of Avengers Tower before he calmed down.
What happened next?
Black Widow invoked the "this is why we can't have nice things" rule and banned book clubs from meeting at the tower.
Okay.
I hope I have time for this. I used to be in one of these with my friend Jess, but it fell apart.
What happened?
Superhero things,
I
probably.
got reassigned, she had a kid, aliens invaded, the usual.
Aliens?
Yeah, it's been a busy decade.
All right, I made my decision.
So what is it going to be?
The first book we'll read for book club will be The Art of War by Sun Tzu.
Ooh, a classic.
Yep, that's an old book.
Way older than The Hunter.
How old is this book?
5th century BCE. Ancient and still relevant.
Cannot wait to check it out.
Was that a library pun?
I do not know. How would you say it stacks up?
Stop. Right now, or so help me, I will ban you from book club. Anyway. Our time is tight, I get it. But stop by the library and read the book before the next meeting. But I hope you read the whole thing. This book is one of my favorites.
The katana gave that away.
Yeah, I'm always around if you want to chat about it.
Nah, I'll save it for the next book club.
I could chat about it.
Nah.
Ah!
One thing you and I have in common, Hunter. We both know death ain't a career ender. I mean, you straight up resurrected.
Oh, journal page.
I admit, I like the low-pressure approach we're taking to book club. These things should be fun and informative. Not the high-stakes powder keg of the Stark and Banner book club regime.
What did you think of the meeting?
Seems like a great way to get to know each other.
What do you think about Blade's choice of book?
It got me thinking about a book I can choose. It'll have to be a good one to match Blade's pick.
See you later.
Next time, then.
I think that went well. Carol seemed to enjoy herself. What do you think?
Blade, did you start a book club so Carol would join it?
No. Yes. Sort of. We were talking about books, and I may have suggested the two of us read a book and talk about it. Captain America overheard and expressed interest. Carol said I was starting a book club, and he asked if he could join.
Then what?
What was I supposed to do? Say no to Captain America?
Knowledge is the key to a person's heart.
You think?
It might be the key to Carol's heart.
The key to mine is a silver stake, so you got the better end of the deal. Glad you came, Hunter, but don't forget to do the reading.
All right, I will.
I'm not kidding.
Reveal new abilities. Knee strike, quick strike. I'll do the quick strike because it's Blade. I like Blade. Alright. The Wild Hunt. That's Agatha. Where do I find this book at? Observation on the blood. Cauldron Manifest from Valkyrie. Alright. Got some attack essence. Some gloss. Anything on the map interesting?
Hello.
No.
What's shaking?
Is there some more room upgrades that I found from the... There is. Another armor stand. Regal bed. And Wolframe C. Oh, not you.
Here to gloat, Mother?
Quite the opposite. I was concerned. I could not sense you after...
Your pet monster nearly destroyed me.
An unintended and unforeseen consequence of your continued assault against me. The mystical energies within our blood do not always mix well with off-worlders. But neither do the wards of your pretentious sorcerer. The venom creature is a calculated but necessary risk.
Alien monstrosities, Wanda's unchecked powers coupled with Banner's unhinged mind. Whatever you are planning, Mother, I fear it may be beyond even your control.
Your concern touches me, but I would risk the heavens themselves if it meant saving you.
I do not need saving.
Oh, but you do. And that crack in your collar is the first step. Every revolution of self starts with the
Is this gonna end with me having to choose between the Midnight Suns and my mother?
A hanging thread begging to be pulled until it unravels all. You should be celebrating. That crack is the beginning of your emancipation from my sister's control. She keeps you collared because she fears you. They all do. Sarah wants to hold you back from realizing your full potential, the way she tried to hold me back centuries ago.
I am starting to think this centuries-long conflict is nothing more than a bad case of sibling rivalry.
If only it were that simple. It is about you. It always has been about you. Besides, you are the person she's trying to subjugate. I've already broken free.
Yeah, and look what happened to that.
Once you're unshackled, you will finally be free to be yourself.
And who is that? Answer me!
Oh, not another. Again. Alright, we've got new stuff in Super Link. The Hunter may have wrung the demi juice out of Venom, but that thing is still a threat. That thing is a guy named Eddie Brock. He's not entirely in control of himself. Kind of figured you'd sympathize. If I was that out of control, I want someone to take care of that problem before I hurt someone. I want to ward the symbiote that makes Eddie Venom. Would you have taken care of me? All I'm saying is, you can't expect every monster to walk into the light. No, but you can fight like hell to give them that choice. Man, this world doesn't deserve you, Peter. Guess that's why we're stuck with him. Some of you may have not fought in the sewers before. If so, here's some helpful advice about what to do with the gear you brought there and back. Number one, toss it. I don't want to get into the sheer amount of nasty you brought back with you, but if you don't toss it, I have some informative yet disgusting pictures to share. Doesn't matter if you have a healing factor, the rest of us don't. If despite all that you can't or won't toss it, wash it. Use a powerful... Okay. Toss it, wash it, toss it. Alright, what objectives? New stuff to do.
Hunter, we have finished the symbiote sampling device. Come to the forge to have a look.
Okay. Stick him with the pointy end.
I got something for
They
you.
don't probably want to run like hell. Tony Stark. Nice. Alright, here we go. High-tech suit.
Here you are, Hunter. One symbiote sampler, hot off the old demonic presses.
That is not what I expected.
Yes, I for one am not going anywhere near that thing.
Oh.
You're a doctor. Don't tell me you're afraid of a little needle.
That is most certainly not a needle.
Well, you say tomato, I say one gamma-infused arc-powered laser tomato. Either way, we're good to go. Now we just have to get close enough to Venom to use it.
How exactly would I use this thing?
Works the same as any other needle. If your needle was hotter than molten lava and could pierce the sun, just stick the pointy end in him and let the device do the rest.
Okay.
Once we jab that thing, the symbiote will be extracted and stored within the chamber. The fluid inside should maintain the sample's molecular integrity indefinitely. I based it on the saliva he left on you during that last round.
I see. And does Spider-Man, Peter, think it will actually work?
I'm not sure. To be honest, I've kind of been keeping him out of the loop on this one. Look, Peter's a great kid, with a big heart. He looks at Venom and he doesn't see the same mucus monster we do. All he sees is Eddie Brock. From what he's told me, the two of them weren't exactly best friends before the symbiote got thrown into the mix. But that doesn't matter to Peter. It's not going to be easy to get that sample. We'll have to get real close. I know Peter would give anything, including his own life, to save Eddie. Guess I just don't want to see him distracted when the time comes. Look what happened to me with Bruce.
Wow, what do I choose?
Venom is not Banner, Tony. And Peter is not you.
Well, that's the point. I look at Peter and I see, well, maybe the person I could have been if I didn't let money, fame, and my dad's war profiteering get the best of me. Maybe I just want to keep the kid a kid for as long as possible.
Tony.
End of the day, we gotta find Venom first before any of this matters. Given his symbiote is happily sliming its way across the 5 boroughs, it's gonna be hard getting any kind of reading on him with conventional means, as in the non-demonically possessed kind. Thankfully, there's always Auntie Caretaker and her magic mirror. I'd check in with her. Talk to you soon, Hunter.
Okay. We should talk to Peter as well, but let's do some... Can I do daily sparring still? Anyone need combat therapy? Blade needs combat therapy.
I still say we should have built a firing range first. Time's wasting, Hunter.
No, I don't have any abilities to upgrade. And I don't have credits to spar. What you got, Ileana?
Sup?
Hey, can I ask a favor?
Hunter, I found. Give the
Thanks,
spell to
Hunter.
Caretaker.
How are you, Peter?
You tell me, Hunter. I'm out of the loop on everything. They're off discussing what to do about Venom, and no one has said a word to me about it.
Maybe they are trying to protect you, Peter. They see your youth and feel the need to shield you a bit.
I've saved the city I don't know how many times. What do I have to do to prove myself? Grow a goatee like Strange?
I do not think that is necessary.
I think he was being sarcastic.
Good. Because it would be way too itchy under the mask.
I know it can be frustrating, but you should not waste time wallowing in it.
I know. I should be doing something. Because right now I feel kind of useless. Maybe I'll use the forge to bake a loaf of sourdough. Really get in Stark's way until he notices me.
I wouldn't.
If you want Stark to pay attention to you, there are better ways to make your point than making bread.
Well, I was kidding about that, but if you have suggestions...
Just walk up to him and suggest a way to help.
Okay, you've made your point. Fine. Maybe I'll speak up.
Excellent.
Do I have to witness this?
Just give me a bit. I'm a little rusty. The Sinister Six caused me to miss out on my speech class final.
Alright, we got the stuff happening at the forge.
I want to ask Bruce for help,
What do you gotta say, Doc? Oh, I can pet Charlie.
Good girl, Charlie.
Is there an achievement for petting Charlie so many times? I leveled up Charlie's friendship?
I see Tony showed you his new toy.
He did.
He is so in love with his toys. I don't suppose he's given much thought as to who should get close enough to Venom to use it.
If anyone understands Venom, it is Peter. He might be a good candidate for this mission. The ability to put ourselves in our enemy's shoes can tell us where they have been and where they are going.
Peter. Interesting. His innate humanity and unwavering empathy for Eddie Brock's plight could make him an ideal candidate. This won't be figured out right now, but we should decide something soon. Time is of the essence. But I suppose you know that better than anyone. We will talk again soon.
Okay. I'm gonna use the forge. Gamma coil analysis.
How's it going, boss? Don't blink or you'll miss it. What can I say except you're
Heads
welcome.
up here, limbo. We'll do this and this. Okay, now let's go to the yard.
Time to take it to the next level. We need any advantage we can get. Not everyone wants my advice, but they're gonna get it either way.
This'll make a difference. Let's give this a try.
An enhanced spell. Most welcome. Let us twist and turn reality.
Constant innovation. That's the Stark promise.
Alright, and we're getting some more stuff happening.
Been looking forward to upgrading that. All right, not too shabby.
We'll stop upgrading there for now. Let's see what Captain America has to ask.
We've lost people before. Never gets easy. We're missing something, Hunter. And the frustrating thing is it's happening right in front of us.
Where?
The Sanctum is filthy with Hydra. Too many of them. It wouldn't take many guards to secure the building. So the question is, what else are they doing in there?
There is only one way to find out for sure. And to do that, we need to get inside.
That's not going to happen until we get a sample from Venom.
Our list of problems continues to grow longer.
Well, we're not here for the easy stuff.
No, we aren't. There's some more gloss. And now, I'm looking for the book. No. Where's the book? Where's the book Blade was talking about? Something from Loki,
Looking forward to our next mission.
Here we go. Intel
Tell me you found something good. Beginning decryption sequence. Fascinating info here.
bunch up here.
Pick your target, Hunter.
Here we go. This one automatically requires blade, so that's an easy one. Okay, Blade's healing right now. MIT could be a good choice.
If we had some rookies, I'd say send them out for the experience. But I think we're past that.
Lucky you caught me in a good mood.
Let's send Nico out there to
I'm here if you need me.
to do the air ups at the college. Okay. How are... Take 3 days to recover. Oh, we're gonna have to do some other missions until then. Oh yeah, I've started changing out some of the outfits for some flavor. Okay, we have to do a few side missions until Spider-Man
Hydra
has
forces in this area
recovered.
are causing trouble. Let's take them down.
I'm all over it.
Okay, disable truck, offensive rush.
Get to the trucks and grab those artifacts before they roll out.
I will do as you ask. You bring judgment upon yourself.
It's about time.
Interesting tactic. Watch closely. I'm skeptical of your chances, but stranger things have happened.
As long as I get to hit you back.
Is this?
Okay, one's dazed. Okay, there's an artifact that.
Reinforcements?
Lit
Mother, protect us.
You sent one guy.
Shall
That truck is about to move out. You're running out of time.
Watch and learn. At least monsters are wild and unpredictable. These
All right.
Rent-A-Mercs have no...
Disable the trucks.
Down. But it won't stop them. Get to the artifact before they figure out what happened.
Do Blessing of Shanti.
the light shines on the most dutiful.
Where's that sniper guy?
Watch and
I suppose it's something.
let's try this.
Hail Hydra! Here it comes.
Okay, he has us marked.
It's a bit late to hide, is it not?
He's so easily defeated. Awaiting reinforcements.
Okay, now you have proper spelling.
No one will touch you.
It will take more than that, I'm afraid. This will end well for you. Just what this battle requires.
I'm on it. Which arm are you guys again? Arm D, B team, third string?
We'll do this.
We both know you're much too strong for him, Carol.
Then we eliminate that guy.
That'll work.
Is that all?
Ghost Rider's probably about to get down.
Just wait until it's my turn.
No, he's not gonna. Is he gonna get down tonight? There's 3 on. He's for sure gonna get down. Yup.
With the proper spell, I'm sure they'll recover. I'm feeling good about the situation, all things considered.
Nice move. Here we go. Now they're really in trouble.
There we go. We get Robbie up.
Many still await my judgment.
Ready?
Whatever gets the job done.
Here we go. You're targeting me, sir.
Not bad. Not great, but not bad.
Hydra! Time to slow things down.
Okay, that's bad. All 4 of you are in that group right there. Maybe I can use the barrel.
Luckily, I'm a glutton for punishment.
You're in trouble now. Regroup and await reinforcements.
I'm afraid I'm not much good like this. Ah, we've recovered one of the artifacts. This belongs in a museum.
Vengeance has come.
Triple KO. Quadruple K.
Not a problem.
Nice.
Not bad.
We will never forsake her.
Reinforcements incoming.
Still not ready to give up?
And we're gonna get some more supplies, which is good.
The artifacts are secure, but why don't you teach Hydra a lesson while you're there?
Take this!
Is that the best you've got? Join in their punishment.
Nice.
A most formidable duo.
Position compromised. Your essence grows.
I'll have to conjure up some stamina.
Is that all?
I suppose it's something.
I'd say that was a very successful outing. Good work.
One star. Captain Marvel, Order of the Midnight Suns, Urban Combat.
Ready to head to the emo kids meeting?
Yeah, I turned in everything.
Lead the way.
Is caretaker? Okay, caretaker's here now.
Feels like we're getting closer to figuring out how you died. It's not too much, is it?
The memories are painful, but I have endured worse.
That's good! I mean, it's bad, but yeah, I'm glad you're hanging in there. Ileana wants to lead the ritual this time. That surprised me.
Why?
Magic taking the lead and Caretaker staying out of her way? The world must be ending. Oh, right. It is.
Oh yeah, that actually is true. The world here is ending.
Are you prepared for Miss Rasputin to apply the metaphorical cheese grater to your soul?
I thought you were above petty rivalries.
Oh, not at all. She's a blunt instrument who believes herself a scalpel. She doesn't check her work. That's how mistakes are made, the kind one regrets. I wouldn't wish that on anyone, especially Miss Rasputin. I'm certain you'll be fine. If all goes wrong, I shall pick up the pieces, as always.
Alright, let's talk to caretaker.
I believe I know Ileana's plans for the ritual.
How?
I overheard her speaking with Strange.
I appreciate you telling me.
Telling you this time, you mean? That's fair. Perhaps I've kept you in the dark more often than I should. Ileana's approach is reckless and could cause you lasting harm. What you do with that knowledge is up to you.
Okay, that's fair.
The ritual today will be unlike before.
How so?
We shall make real progress. I refuse to coddle you as the others did. I will push you beyond your limits. For this to work, I must break you.
Do what you need to do.
Do not be complacent. Without preparation, there is a possibility of damage. This is why you collected the ingredients I asked you to bring. Are you ready to begin?
You may proceed.
Limbo never forgets. It holds the echo of your death. What is your last memory?
Lilith. A muddy circle in a clearing.
Okay, are we going to Limbo?
Then I shall bring that echo to you. Now, you become its vessel.
I am ready.
What do you see?
My head. It is her. It is Lilith in the circle.
Do not fight the echo. Allow it to wash through you.
No, she sees me. I advance, prepared to strike. She just watches me.
Whoa! Is that...
It is.
My child. Look what they've done to you.
You have no right to call me child, monster.
So, misguided. I have never sought to harm you.
Your army says otherwise.
A distraction. To allow for this moment.
Ileana, stop this! Right now!
Enough deceit. Speak plainly or suffer the consequences.
Ileana!
No, we must proceed.
How plain can I make this, my child? If I am to remake this world, I need you at my side.
No! You had no right to do that.
Stopping your recklessness is my obligation.
Pah! Stopping the ritual early could have destroyed the hunter's mind.
The only threat to Hunter was your sloppy technique.
You are impossible!
You will never attempt this again.
Do not constrain me.
Just gonna stand here and hope they don't involve me.
Yup.
Okay, that's might be bad.
How you doing, Hunter?
Oh no, my mouse died. Oh, I'm gonna have to do the mouse pad from now on.
We never thought uncovering my last moments would be easy.
Yeah, I know. I just wish it wasn't so rough on you. As long as you're okay, I'm okay. The good news? We are definitely closing in. That's more than enough for today. You ready to leave?
That is it for me.
Sounds good. See you next meeting.
I should have stayed up and watched a movie.
Okay, quick thing for Peter.
Hey, can I ask a favor?
Venom has done his share of messed up stuff, but never any. I know Eddie's.
Thanks, Hunter.
Alright, let's go to the... Okay, the mouse pad is alright, but it's not as good as the actual mouse.
It turns out Tony does occasionally make useful contributions.
The hunters received a new passive ability. Passives provide powerful benefits in combat. Acquire additional suits to collect more passives. Okay. Probably do Bloodborne again once my screen stops freezing. Alright. Artifact
give me a
crafting.
sec. Okay, what's up? Cross your fingers. These should definitely give you an edge.
Retribution. Mod cards appear with random modifiers. Alright, we're gonna take the modded card and we're gonna do Retribution.
Always a pleasure.
Alright, we have something on Superlink. Does anyone know where to find the Motown Greatest Hits album? I searched the library's record collection, but it was not there. Where's Motown? What's a record? Unbelievable. Okay, Emo Kids Meaningful. Death Cap 10, Moonflower 10, Attack Essence 15. Alright, what's up, Magic?
What are you up to, Ileana?
Being bored out of my mind.
Why not try to make new friends?
I've already done the plain nice thing with the X-Men. Not trying to buddy up to everyone here.
You have buddied up with Nico just fine.
That's different. I trust her.
Did you like any of the X-Men?
I liked the ones who didn't force small talk with me.
So that means you made at least one companion.
Fine, yes. Her name is Kitty. She was my roommate for a while. Sharing a space kind of forced us to get to know each other, but she made it feel natural.
Kitty Pryde. She was a member of the Guardians of the
I'm
Galaxy
glad
as
you
well.
have people you allowed into your life.
A little sappy, but thanks.
Okay. I can't also see my objectives anymore, as well.
Think Doctor Strange knows Merlin? No pain, no gain.
Here we go. Combat therapy. We're gonna send Peter in there because we need him to heal.
Hunter, I needed this.
Can we daily spar with anyone still? Yes, we can. We're gonna spar with Tony.
I guess I can show you a couple of things. Good stuff. Better than any damage modeling simulation.
I took care of that, Rio.
Here we go. Nico and Ironheart crashed the party at site, a warehouse where Andre Sims was building robots and other gadgets he planned to sell to Hydra. Nico and Ironheart put his inventions to the test. They fought multi-legged mechs, laser-shooting drones, and soundwave bombs. Nico tossed the soundwave bombs towards the multi-legged mech, and Ironheart pushed the laser drones to detonate the bomb. Shield took Sims away. And we need someone from S.H.I.E.L.D. We'll send Cap.
Happy to help.
Okay, so where's this book at?
Hunter, hello.
Here we go. The Art of War.
I wouldn't have thought so, but it's good to hear those bells again after all this time. As hard as Sarah tried to keep you out of the tower, you always found your way back in, just in time to wake her up at the crack of dawn.
Okay, I'm not gonna read all this. I'm gonna take pictures of it for the next book club meeting. Because there's no way I'd memorize all this. There's some cloths.
I'm almost getting used to seeing you on your feet again. Almost.
Some heroic essence, some credits, and a faded journal page. Spider-Man is not available. Alright, we need to get some intel caches. So we're gonna go with Captain Marvel. Alright, let's
If
get
Hydra
these
wants a straight-up
artifacts.
fight, then I say give them everything you've got.
Not a problem.
Alright, red car.
Maybe you can give them a lesson they won't forget.
Oh, is that all?
I'm still in my pride. I'm on it.
Wait, no, cancel. This.
Take this!
Maybe you should teach me that one.
And
Not
he's
sure if
down.
It's ethical for people like us to beat up chumps like you.
And in the first turn, we're already getting the crate.
Forever in service. This is getting old. For a hike.
I have to admire your persistence.
You're next on the list.
Watch for the sneaky one.
Fuel for the fire.
Okay, we have more
You've got nothing to
reinforcements
fear.
coming.
The more the merrier.
Let's see. Can I stake? Can I instant kill anyone with a stake? And then we'll do Mega Speed.
Exactly what I needed. Here it comes.
Love the effort.
Never surrender. I've been waiting. Can't tell if they're brave or just stupid.
Is the sniper gonna instant down me? No, he's not.
Don't try that again.
I still have yet to use Iron Man.
Another round of warm bodies coming in.
Okay, this is a lot of...
Sacrifice will be remembered.
And he's not even anywhere near the Hydra guys.
I'm used to being outnumbered.
Wait, no, cancel. Him, then him.
Let's do this. You kissed the mother with that mouth? They're mine.
Fair enough.
Here we
Can't shoot up here. That's one hell of a move.
Anyone that can be insta down. You.
One.
That's a neat trick.
And go binary. I have still not used Iron Man.
Forever in service. Fish in a barrel.
For victory!
Here
What are
we
we
go.
waiting for?
Let's do it.
Keeping my eye on that.
They don't all have to be pretty. Honestly, I was expecting at least a decapitation.
Probably block to him.
Danke.
Getting it done any way we know how. What are the qualifications to be a Hydra officer? I'd have guessed a warm body, but Lilith solved that too.
Order just came in.
Looks like last gen tech to me. Plan looks good. Sure, why not?
So that's how that works. It's about time.
I know that wasn't your signature move.
No, I can't attack that guy.
Let's do it.
Pull back and regroup. You're mine.
Oh, great. Now she's injured.
Might have found my limit.
Here we go. Hero combo. Let's just get rid of him.
I doubt they'll take that beating to heart, but we can always hope.
Alright. The Stupendous Warriors. Okay, what we gotta do now? I don't like how since I can't see my... Alright, who's offering to hang out?
The legend walks among us.
Tony, Peter, Lee. Let's see. Let's see, Blade, 15 out of 20. Tony, 11 out of 20. Peter, 6 out of 25. Probably go with Tony.
How goes it, Hunter? Or is it the Hunter?
Playing video games would seem something Tony would like to do.
Tony, why do you name everything after yourself?
Well, you seem like a bright person. Why don't you tell me?
I do not have time to figure it out.
You mean you don't have time to think?
Come on, tell me.
You're breaking up, Hunter. Try back later. Hanging with Tony's always a good time.
Okay, maybe I didn't pick the right one. Oh, gloss. Nice. Shop class invitation and book club meeting invitation. Do I have to go back and read the book? Nothing here seems to have changed. Okay. Superlink. We got book club through. I'm reading through a bunch of different stuff.
It's always good to see you.
Alright, well, next up, I'm working a little bit out of order.
This is what you were after, right?
But we got the hero. Mockingbird and Captain America commandeered a S.H.I.E.L.D. conference room and filled out all the forms. They personally brought them multiple department heads who signed off on delivering New York City-related intel to the Midnight Suns. Mockingbird left a follow message. 3 of the department heads were big fans of Captain America, so showing up really greased up the bureaucratic wheels. Thanks for jumping through the hoops. You'll be hearing from me shortly. Oh, and Captain America, next time I'm dragging you out to karaoke. I don't know what was going on with karaoke.
Stay out of trouble. Hey, Hunter. Tony might take all the credit for this thing, but just pick your target, Hunter.
Alright, hero up. Start hero
You
up.
can owe me one.
See you soon.
Alright, what's happening here in the forge?
Hey, can I
Purchase
ask a
and
favor?
Purchase and equip new
Thanks,
clothes for
Hunter.
Doctor Strange.
Oh, you are gonna love this.
Alright, we got vampiric essence. And next thing is... Now that Cap is here, these missions are guaranteed step up intensity. Here we want everyone to get better on the battlefield, whether they're swinging a sword, throwing a punch, or summoning hellfire. Tony Stark, start research.
What have you got for me, boss? Got some upgrades for you, hot off the press. Or forge.
Let's see, we'll get new plan and that one.
Something to keep us occupied?
Here we go. Salvage a rare blueprint. And that gives me 2 common blueprints.
Always a pleasure.
Here's a weird question. Do you, like, consider yourself to be a goth?
What is a goth?
It's a 20th century music and fashion subculture. Kinda hard to explain, but it's people who appreciate what others would see as dark or macabre.
Like people who enjoy horror novels and films, and the sad, whiny music you and Magic listen to?
I feel called out. Figured since your mom is the mother of demons and all, you might, you know, identify with being goth too.
We'll do it, though.
I believe I am more goth than you.
Didn't realize it was a competition.
You are goth in your own way.
I will say, my hair is cooler than yours.
Alright,
No
we got a
offense.
dark one, but that was good.
None taken. It is very fitting.
I like the way I dress. I feel badass.
You should.
Plus, I think I'm stuck. Goth never dies.
Alright, we got a little bit of friendship out there with... Okay, Peter's training right now.
Caretaker could have at least left me a chair.
We'll heal Captain Marvel. Okay, I don't know what that was, but... Daily sparring. Go with Captain America.
We could go a few rounds.
And I...
No pain?
There it is. The creature.
And pretty much the entire Hydra offensive.
No doubt stealing more of the priceless and, did I mention, extremely powerful artifacts housed within the sanctum.
I'm sorry about the
Entire
screen
Hydra
pause.
offensive.
There we go.
No doubt stealing more of the priceless and, did I mention, extremely powerful artifacts housed within the sanctum.
I don't think so. They're fortifying a position here.
You're right.
We're never gonna get close enough to get a symbiote sample.
Oh, I wouldn't say never. Venom problem? No problem.
Wow, you got some serious range on that old Spidey sense, kid.
Or he got my text.
Either way, I'm your guy. Come on, team. I got an idea. Anyone? Definitely should have practiced that more in the mirror.
Sorry, kid. Can't risk a field trip on this one.
Yeah, 'cause you all have so much experience fighting Venom.
Spider-Man's cunning has proven to far exceed his years. In battle, not the talking.
Don't see any of us muscling in when the Mandarin's in town.
Okay, fine. I get it. What's the plan? Spider-Man?
You feel so proud of him. I'm glad I got you feeling good. Take that, take that. And Blade's assigned to here. So you know what? Maybe bring Robbie around for some health fight. Alright, what's the plan, Spidey?
Listen, I'm not a control freak. If you have any good ideas on this mission, all ears.
My only idea is to not get killed.
Oh, good one. We're totally in sync.
Given their history together, I suppose it does make sense to trust Spider-Man on this plan of his. What's the worst that could happen? Actually, don't answer that.
Seriously?
Happy to oblige.
Y'all gotta have some more faith in Spider-Man. Jeez, the Sanctum has seen better days.
Banner. Yep, and there's Crisscross.
Crossbones.
And Eddie. And a really big... What is that?
Whatever it is, they brought an entire army to protect it.
Uh-huh. Sorry, just need to make a last-second adjustment to the plan.
Yes. The plan. What is it?
Right. Okay, stay low. Wait for my signal. The time wasted. Suppressing gamma energy versus harnessing it. Oh, when Mother sees what I have accomplished. What's up, Doc? Eat his brains. Signal! Signal! That was a signal!
Are they going back to those old bell towers in Spider-Man 3? They are!
Counting on you again, old friend. 3, 2, 1. That used to always work. Well, it did that one time.
Parker, report. Parker, status.
Well, I am under a little pressure, but Eddie's right where I want him. Hey.
What is that table doing right there?
No mercy for the servants of Lilith.
Alright, we need to figure out how to do this.
Hail that!
This ought to slow him down.
First. Mother tells us to escaping this time.
Will you chill with your goo,
It
please?
hits hard. For an more.
Resistance will get you nowhere. We will always remember this place, Spider-Man. Remember what you did to us here before. This place will be your doom.
Well, he's moved on from wanting to eat my brain, now he's just trying to bury me. That's progress, right?
Just hit him with the bells, please.
Make way for vengeance.
Ooh, that really looked like it hurt.
Nature fights with her strength. Suddenly it smells like spoiled milk around here.
Arm Gonzo responding.
Okay, insult Venom.
Have longed for this moment. In this cursed place, when you are gone, we shall feast upon your new friend heroes. And then devour your precious Mary Jane.
Hey, Eddie, I know that's just talking.
Pain only makes us hungrier. We will peel back your flesh. No scampering away.
Again with the goo.
Man, this is just gross.
Did you not see I counted? And he just fell down.
The mother let me eat these weaklings. Your web is broken, little spider. Your trap has
You may be right. This symbiote sample is not worth your life, Spider-Man. We can find another way.
Tell that to Aunt May, Mary Jane, Harry, Flash, Felicia, Otto, about 9 million others. If getting that sample means we can stop your mother from destroying this city, it's worth the risk. Just buy me some time.
Okay.
Look how fragile you are.
Bearable. If only he would stop talking.
Do you not forget I have counter?
Pay for that.
Reinforcements.
We cannot keep this up forever.
But we can. Do you really think your puny bell of tin and copper can defy the power of the sun?
Don't forget arsenic, lead, zinc, and silver. 7th grade trip to the Liberty Bell.
Only the innocent. No time to lick our wounds. No fair hitting back.
The light will heal you.
My strength grows. We are too strong for you.
You're gonna hit me again, Venom? I have counter.
Nothing. A little hellfire can.
Knocked out your own guy, you idiot.
Lilith must really want me out of the picture.
My spidey senses are tingling.
Is it the alien or the man that causes it to talk like that? It is.
Come on, Eddie, just give it up already. How about we hit up that Chinese buffet over in Bushwick? My treat!
All the food we need is right in front of us.
Right, feeling it. Coming at you. Never underestimate the good guys.
The church bell can be played when Venom is down.
You are puny.
Don't think I will forget that.
Driven by hatred. That doesn't sound good.
Many before you have tried and failed.
That armor must be stronger than it looks. Otherwise, you're in trouble.
Let's do a little combo.
Oh, this should be good.
I saw a move like that once, centuries ago.
We will crack your tiny bones. Squirrel squirming only brings us closer.
I cannot get free!
Looking mean as ever, Eddie. Maybe even a little meaner.
None are forgiven.
Just the boost I needed.
You're suffering.
Well, that's terrifying.
First you die, then we eat.
I suppose we should not underestimate.
Oh, I was hoping you were gonna throw me at the Hydra guy.
I am no mere mortal.
Okay, now there's reinforcements incoming.
Not giving up yet.
It's only 2, so that doesn't seem hard.
You bring judgment upon yourselves.
Walk in the light. The advantage is mine. Welcome assistance.
Do not touch us! We will heal faster than you! Judgment delayed.
Aw, you couldn't have hit us into another one of the Hydra guys. Okay, that's not good.
Respect for Spider-Man grows every time I am forced to look into this creature's drooling maw. Weak, even for Hydra. Their strongest has fallen, but the fight remains.
I won't let you down this time.
It's not worth spending the 2 energy.
You are within our reach. Reinforcements inbound.
It's too bad you couldn't meet my new team under better circumstances, Eddie. Nice! Let's do this! Looks like it's up to me!
They cannot possibly match your strength.
Sorry, Eddie, but you know what happens when we ring that bell, right?
We haven't forgotten, but this time will be different.
am not sure whether I should feel pity or disgust for this bizarre creature.
This one's for you! You must be pretty brave. I know I wouldn't want to fight us.
I am impressed. Your face is sealed. You were too weak for this fight.
Vengeance has come!
Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on.
Did you actually just scare that guy to death?
Soon we eat.
Please don't KO Ghost Rider.
All right. I felt that one.
Guess we're not done. Why don't you just eat a hot dog cart or something? Why is it always about the organs, huh?
I actually didn't mean to do it that way.
You are lucky to still be breathing.
Is that the best you've got?
The advantage is mine.
You will wait here.
Talk about a sticky situation.
Oh no.
We must help them. I will be keeping my organ meat, thank you very much.
That hurts. The spirit rises.
Your mother abandoned you.
None would be spared.
Feel my call.
Alright, when am I gonna get some heal cards?
Monoforms are for the weak. You had your shot. Get ready for mine.
Wow, you really bulked up, Eddie.
I have spotted enemy reinforcements.
The spirit grows weak. Whatever gets the job done.
look kindly on this one.
Okay.
We got it! Let's do
Object
this!
complete. Repair the church bell will fall and Venom is down. That was a tough boss battle.
Much as I enjoy this dance of ours, Eddie, think it's time we changed it up. So how about we try a little smash up? What? That not a thing anymore?
Let's find out.
Now this might sting for just a second, but that's perfectly natural. Also, perfectly natural.
What just happened?
Just a little something I like to call the plan.
Okay, wow. That boss battle was hard. And we did it! You know, took a little while, but we did it. That's probably where this video is going to end, guys. Let me know what you think about it, and how you're enjoying Midnight Sun so far. Anyways, since that's all over, let me just say the outro. Thank you everyone so much for watching. We hope you enjoy. Please do leave a like, comment, and
Fury's got 2 teams digging for Venom as we speak.
why are you in a bathing suit?
You dropped a church on him. I doubt he's going anywhere.
Parker,
Uh-oh.
I have seen that look before.
congratulations on a job well done.
Aw, thanks everyone. I'll remember this moment forever. Which is probably how long it's gonna take me to pay the church's repair bill.
Oh, not to worry. Thankfully, we have a billionaire in the house.
Yeah, at least Stark's credit card is good for something.
Oh, these kids. Real sweetheart. Good plan, Peter. Executed like a champ. Craziest plan I ever saw in my life. Still can't believe he pulled that off.
Yes, and now we must make use of the sample he recovered.
We?
All right, everyone. I know you all have a lot more important things to do than cheer little old me on. Let's go save the world. Oh, and if anyone happened to record any of this, feel free to send it my way. For training purposes, of course.
I still don't know why she ended up in a bathing suit. Yeah, before I was so rudely interrupted. Thank everyone so much for watching. Hope you enjoyed. Please leave a comment, like, and subscribe with the notification bell so you never miss a single video. Other than that, I've been Gamer Plays, and I will see you all in the next video. Till then, later.